You know, Java programming language, we have a conditions like if else, nested if else, and the switch cases, right? So similar here also you have, and we can so discuss one by one. So if statement specifies a block of code that will be executed if the condition is true. So all the conditional statement we learn, right? If condition is true, this block of code will execute. So this curly bracket inside code will be executed. So that is if is in lowercase, all you have to write if in lowercase letters. So if you write uppercase, so it will generate errors. So we should not use a capital if. So always if and if else, everything you should write in the lowercase only. And these are some of the examples. Let age is equal to 18 if age is greater than 18, so you are an adult. So like that, you can just a single statement, single condition, you can check with the if condition. So if you want to check more than one condition, suppose your condition is false, you want to execute that, then we can use else block. So there is a one more block, else block. If condition is true, the true block, that is called if block, and if condition is false, else block will execute. So and there are so more than one conditions if you want to test, right? So more than one condition if you want to test, you can use nested if else. So nested if else is basically you have more conditions, right? Like for example, you want to run in different browsers your test case, so you will use this nested if else or switch block, any one you can use. So that's a similar passion how we develop in our framework. We can use any one of them. Switch is more readable than nested if else, so we'll see that also. Say this is the general program we used to give. Based on the score, you can give a grading for the students. So the grading you can apply here. So we see multiple conditions, 1, 2, so 3, and so on. You can at the end you have else. So at the end we are going to have else block. So the multiple conditions, if you want to check, we will use a nested if else, or we can call that if else if ladder. So that's the very useful one, but a bit complex, right? More brackets you have to write. So the easiest one is switch case. So more readable, and every condition is written in the case wise. If that case is so satisfies, and that case block will execute, and then you can break it. So here every case after a break statement if you add, so that will exit from that case. If not included the break, it will jump to next case also until it finds the break in the next cases. So that is not no realistic. So wherever your condition is true, exit with a break keyword. If you are not exiting, so it will execute other code also, which is not satisfied condition. So we should not do that. So every case must be ended with a break statement like this. So here the else block is a default block. So like in nested if else you have else block, right? All conditions are not true, the else block will execute. Here also all cases are not true, it will go to default block. So default block is the similar in nested if else block. So that is the one. So if the expression is matching with this case 1, this block of code will execute and then exit with a break. Entire switch block will exit. So the expression means what you can write. So either you can write strings or integers, anything you can write in that. So then the cases, so you can use based on the data type, what data type you are checking. So you can see here, we have a let day, Tuesday, and switch day. So this is the variable you are using. And case Monday, so you can say start of the week, break, case Tuesday, second day, like that you can write uh, Friday, almost weekend. So like this, multiple cases you can write. So that's a simple, very, so you don't need to struggle because we are regularly going to use to build the logic to filter out these conditional statements are very important. So loops inside, we need to use conditions. So you want to filter some data, uh, definitely you need to use if condition. So loop inside. So that also we'll see different loops, how they will work, and then we can go on. So those are the main important things. Then we can jump onto the coding. Okay. Any questions? Everybody knows this. That's why we are quickly finishing them. So let's write one by one. Then we can move on to the loops. So I can create a new file. Maybe you also create along with me. Conditional statements demo .js. So first one, we can see if condition. So I'm just taking a different example. Score 5. So I'll write if score is greater than 80, I can just put, let me put this 85, so more than 85 or 80. So let me put 80. So I can just say, good job. Right? So we are just checking the condition. If the score is greater than 80, so it's true. So then this block of code will execute. So let's execute this clear. And node, how to execute? Node, conditional statements, demo. Yeah, good job. So that's the one. So now second one, if else. So if else block. So let score is 65. Okay, so we defined already here, right? So we can be score 1. And then, so we can write if score is greater than or equal to great, for example, I want to do 70, right? If it is score 1 is greater than 70, I want to check the and we'll use later. So it is session automatically it is giving. I want to stop that. Okay. So I don't want to do this. So you can say simply you passed. Else you can say console.log. You need to, I'll just say I don't want to demoralize. I'll just say you need to improve. Okay, so here score is greater than 70. It prints, but the score is 65, right? Score 1 is a 65. 65 greater than 70. If false, it will jump to else block. You need to improve will be executed. If it is, so if you give more than, for example, 75, so now you pass will be executed. So based on the data, you change the data, then it will execute whatever the data you want. Just execute it, see you passed it, right? So, and I will just change this to 65. See, it will come to this else block. See, you need to improve. So this block is executed because the condition is false here. So next one is let marks, right? So I'm going to give 90. If marks is greater than 90, so I want to give grade A, else if, so marks is greater than, else if we're using grade B. Can just do more, else if marks greater than 70, so just give the grade C, and then else marks 60, and you can give a different grading, grade D, else so grade F. So that's all about different. So we have written so many conditions here. So 90, we are giving a one block of code will execute if this is true. So because else if marks greater than 80, greater than or equal to, and else if marks greater than equal to 70, grade C, greater than 60, grade D, else grade F we are giving. So this is all about uh, nested if else, how we can use this. Is similar to Java, right? So multiple languages, this conditional statements will be common, but only loops are increased here, extra loops we got here. So once you are done, let me know, we'll execute this program. See grade A, because so we have given 90, we can change the data, so then you can see it should go here, grade C you should get. Change the data, and whether it is going the cursor inside that block or not, we can test by changing the data. Okay. So I will change 60. See, it is going grade D, and I'll change still 50, and it should execute else block. by grade F. So else block is getting executed. So all these conditions are not true, so it is going else block. So easy for everyone to write them. I think we are getting suggestions, so it will be very quicker, right? You don't need to struggle much. Anybody not getting them suggestions?
So sometimes it is not showing the complete output, sir. With
Mm-hmm.
black box A, I got so we need to log into GitHub so that we can get, sir. I got that from ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Might
Yeah,
be.
the GitHub Copilot only I think it is giving for us. Yeah.
But I try to log in with GitHub, sir. It is showing we need to log in with a subscription, sir.
Oh, but I don't have any subscription. So I just have a GitHub account and then we logged in. That's it. See, this is the one, it is, even you can toggle to chat also. May Copilot only, this is all Copilot only doing this. GitHub Copilot. Okay, so are you all done till this point? Before going for switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Good. So Surya Chaitanya has given note. What about Shant Kumar, Soumya?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, Ramesh, done.
Okay. So let's move on to the switch. These are all common. Yeah, Soumya, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good. Yeah, move on, please. Yeah.
Okay. So next one. So I want to go on with float. So strings. Let's take a string. So apple. Oh, so we got everything. Okay. So switch. So case apple, and it's a place red and break it. So and then next case. So banana is yellow, grapes are green, and so you can, if you want more cases, you can write each case. So if the default, you can simply say unknown float. So yeah. So this is all switch block. Any case is so now this is the apple, right? It will so match this case, and this block will execute and exit. So this entire switch case will be exited. So based on the fruit you change, so automatically, for example, we'll test it. So I am giving a lower case. So whether it is going to test or not, let's see that what will happen. See, unknown fruit. So it has to match this exact case. If it is not matching, it won't accept. So it will go to default block because all these cases are not matching, right? It will go to default block. That is means else block. So else block will be executed.
Yeah, done, Ramesh.
Done? Okay. So you can change the data here and see whether it is going to that case or not. So guys. Okay, so yeah, if you are all done, we'll go for the loops. So one by one loop, we have a for loop, while loop, do while loop, for loop again. So there are for off loop, for in loop. So normal for loop is there, for off loop is there, for in loop is there. So when to use, and each one will so understand one by one. So let's go. I'll give a detailed explanation. When to use and what is the key difference between all of them. So for loop structures we'll understand. So let's see, I have here. Says not working properly. So here I have given another example. Maybe you can try it out, this switch case example. Numbers we take.
Yeah, it is 5 loops.
Yeah. So here is all the different type of loops. So loops can execute a block of code iteration wise, number of times you want to repeat same code with a minimal statements. So that's the main purpose of these loops. If loops are not there, you have to write, for example, you take an example, you want to print 1 to 10. So you have to write console.log 10 times if there is no loops. So 10 times okay, manageable. If there is 100 times, it's very difficult to write and it will become lengthy code. So in order to avoid that, even 10 also lengthy code. So it increases number of lines of code. In order to reduce that, same set of code you want to repeat until certain condition is met true, and then we can use these loops. Loops are going to be used for iterating data until certain condition met false. So we have a different kinds of loops: for loop, for in loop, for off loop, while loop, and do while loop. So for loop is, so you want to use a block of code a number of times, you know how many times to repeat. So then you go for the for loop. So the for loop, basic for loop syntax is for bracket initialization semicolon condition semicolon increment or decrement. So both you should be increment or decrement. So basically updating the initialized variable value. Then in the block inside you write the code what you want to execute. So mostly you will use this if you know how many times you want to repeat this. Simple for loop is you know how many times the iteration has to be done, and this is a good to use. The first for loop is good to use. So and second one, so loops through the properties of an object, you can use a for in loop. So for in loop, when you want to loop through the properties of an object, right? So there is a key value pair, you can store objects, right? So that time you want to loop them. So then this for in is going to very helpful. So I'll show you that demo. For example, you want to print key value pairs, right, in the object. So here objects are stored in the key value pair. That objects you want to iterate, then you will go for the for in loop. Let me see, I have here. Are we good with this first for loop, structure and how it works? I'm going to show you this also, okay? So if you want, I'll iterate one by one iteration and I'll explain loops. So before going for the next for in loop. So this is the one for in loop structure. For, so you give the data type and the key in the object name you give in this, okay? That means in this object, this key you are iterating one by one. So that's a key value pair. In the object, key value pair will be there. So you are iterating the key. So the key, and you have to call to, again, object square bracket inside, you have to give the key and you will get the value. So if you are aware of map, map.get method will be there for us in the Java. So but here you have to give the object name. In the square bracket you will mention the key. For example, I have a name Ramesh, so I want to get the name value, so I have to give object name square bracket name is the key, so I'll get the Ramesh value. So that's how this loop, that is the one value you are accessing. But if you want to iterate all the values of that object, this for in loop is used. So that is the for in loop. Any queries here? First for loop and for in loop, when to use?
Let's go with example for in.
So okay, I'll show you that example. Yeah.
Properties of an object, meaning, for example, if you have array.length or array dot, is that the...
No, that is not the one. Here objects only. Objects will be stored in the key value pair here. Okay, so in the JavaScript. So arrays you can iterate with this. So
Loop, for loop.
Normal for loop you can use.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know the basically normal for loop is the start point and end point, where to end. So that time you will use a normal for loop.
Right.
So you will increment or decrement manually, right? So that's a normal for loop. But this for in loop is especially for objects. You will store name, value, age this one, and college this one, and you will give that a key value pair format in the object.
Okay.
Right? So that objects you want to iterate one by one. That time you will use this for in loop. So I'm going to declare those objects and I'll show you. Okay. So here is the one. See, person. So is the object name, and the objects will be stored like this in the JavaScript curly bracket inside name. So this one, and age and city. So now this one you want to iterate. So this one for, so let key means these are the name, age, city is the key, and these are the values. These are all values. Let key in person is the object name. So the object, so each key in this person you are iterating. So see that I want to print the key name and also the value. So key, I'm appending with a plus operator with this colon, I'm separating this key and value, object name square bracket, the variable whatever you have given here. the variable whatever you are given here, it will come here. So this is how this for in loop will work out for the objects. So this kind of objects if you have.
The
Clear?
key is our declared variable. It's
Declared
not
variable. You can give anything.
anywhere. Okay.
Any variable name. It's just a variable name.
Okay.
So just a variable name. This will take this key. These are the keys, right? Name is the key.
Yeah.
This is the key. City is the key. So that is generally we use a key, but you can use any variable name. So it doesn't matter. And when you give object name square bracket, the variable whatever you are giving, it will go and pick this value. So it one by one, right? That's a iteration. If you want to do one by one, so this the for in loop will help you to iterate the objects. Are we good?
And here, right, the constant, can that be as let as well?
No,
You can, yeah, you can do that also. So let also you can. Const is just if it is not changing, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
or you can use a let also. There is no issue with that. You can use let. You can use so whatever the variable let or const you can use.
No, but if you are using that, it's getting variable declaration not allowed kind of thing.
So when you use const,
Let const person is equal to, yeah, that way.
when you use this const and then you hear let key, if you use it is not allowing.
Not there on the const person is it, right? Yeah. There.
Mhm.
Okay, if you use let, it is not allowing.
Yeah.
Oh, so let is not allowing.
No, for me it's allowing to Chaitanya.
It will allow. So let's see. Okay, so
Yeah.
Okay.
best for is when you want to look through the properties of an object, we'll use this for in loop. So basically printing key value pairs in an object. That's the main purpose of this for in loop. So when you are working with objects, so you want to get the both keys and their values, and we'll use this for in loop. Are we good? So I'll show you that, okay? So don't worry about that. So it will loop over keys only, not values. So it loop over keys, not values. It works on objects, not ideal for arrays, though it technically works, but it's not ideal for arrays. It's mainly used for objects only. So for arrays, you can use for of, for each. These preferred for arrays. So for each we have seen yesterday, right, on the arrays. You remember last one for each we used in the arrays, right? On the arrays we use it for each method. Arrays method is the one this for each, and our normal for loop also we can use. Okay. So
It
the
is
third
running.
one. Hmm?
No. Even if I give let also, it is working.
Yeah, it will work. Both let and const both will work. There is no problem with that. Okay. So the for of loop, the third one, for of loop, loops through the values of an iterable object. So basically, when you want to go through the values of an array or a list, you can use this for of loop also. For of loop mainly for arrays, strings, you can use. Looping through a list of, for example, list of students or list of elements, anything, and you can use this for of loop. So like, you remembered, so for each loop kind of thing, this one, right? So you remember in the Java, we have a for bracket, the variable data type, variable name, but you will use a colon there with a array name or collection name, right? So here they're just specifically going for with the of keyword instead of colon of keyword, they're adding that. So that's the only, so for of, see this is the one. So the variable type, let or whatever it is, and the of, right? So variable name you have to give. Here variable name you will give, then of, and the collection or array name, basically list or array name you can give here. So you can loop over different data structures also, like arrays or collections, strings, maps, lists, any more you can iterate with this. So for every iteration, the value of the next property is assigned to the variable. So variable can be declared with const, let, or var. Any of variable you can use while declaring this first variable. So iterable is all these arrays strings. So you don't need any indexing here. The first one is indexing, right? This for of is